Yo, today we're gonna talk about a slept-on brand that makes a great custom suit. And they're not slept on because people don't think that they do a good job. They're slept on because people don't even realize that they make custom suits. We'll talk about it more after this. Intro.
You should come rolling my
Yo, what up? My name is Vladimir Riché from chaseandrider.com. So I started a series a while back to find the best custom suit companies, especially the ones that you can do remotely. Typically, I always tell guys to try off the rack first before going to custom. That's simply because sometimes the style of a certain suit may not go with you. You may not like it. It may not be a good fit, you know? And if the suit is off the rack, you can just put it back, assuming that you haven't gotten it tailored. But when you're dealing with custom suits, you don't have that luxury. So even if it's not something that you really like, you're pretty much stuck with it. So I always recommend that you start with off the rack first. But once you know that the off the rack fits you well from a certain company, then at that point, you can definitely upgrade to custom. That way you can have something that's pretty unique. So this is exactly what we're going to talk about today. And the brand in question is none other than Proper Cloth. You guys should be familiar with that brand. They've been around for a long time. They are based out of New York City. Actually, I made a video not too long ago unboxing their shirts. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it somewhere up here. I'll also include it in the description. Matter of fact, I'm wearing one of their shirts now. This is the white one with the Roma cutaway collar. And their shirts is what they're really known for, but they do all sorts of things, man. They're like a one-stop shop almost. But we're not really here to talk about shirts. We talk about a custom suit. So let's get right into it. Just to be transparent, I did not pay for this suit. Proper Cloth did send me this for free so that I can do a review and introduce it to you guys. So first thing first is the presentation. So Proper Cloth suits come in a flat box. And once you open the box, you find a really nice travel garment bag. And presentation is important, man, because recently I got a suit that came in a small box. It was like a shoe box. This is definitely not the case with Proper Cloth. Alright, let's take a look. As you can see, this is a beautiful navy herringbone fabric. This is a 2-button suit, and the fabric is from Loro Piana, which is an Italian mill that's renowned. So, as I was saying, Proper Cloth is very slept on when it comes to suits. Not only that people don't know they make custom suits, most people don't even know that they make suits, period. Their suits range anywhere from $6.95 to $19.95. So yeah, this suit is $14.95 and it's a full canvas. There was no upcharge for the full canvas because when we're talking about Loro Piana, which is a pretty expensive mill, then those suits are naturally going to come in full canvas as standard. On the right side, it says Proper Cloth on the tag, and on the left side, it has the Loro Piana sticker. I really like a herringbone suit because you don't really see them that often. You see more plain navy. So I do like to have something that's a little bit different than your usual navy. Although from a distance, it might just look like a regular navy until you're up close. Then you can see that it's actually a herringbone. The great thing about Proper Cloth, it really gives you a lot of options when it comes to customizing your suit. This suit has a 4-inch lapel. Just earlier this year, I believe 3.75 was the biggest lapel that they carried. If you're into the Neapolitan style, where you like a soft shoulder and the wider lapels, so this is something that they're starting to introduce now. So there are a couple things missing from making it a true Neapolitan. So for example, it doesn't have the shirt shoulder. The shirt shoulder is when they make the sleeve bigger than the opening, so when they're fitting the sleeve into the body or the jacket, they have to fold it. So that's what gives it that shirt shoulder appearance with the pleats. Another thing that they don't have, well, it's not that they don't have it, but they don't have it in the 4-inch lapel, is a 3-row 2 configuration. That's another hallmark of a Neapolitan suit. It's when it has 3 buttons, but the 3rd button is hidden behind the lapel, like what I'm wearing today. So this is a 3-button suit but you can't really see the third button because it's hidden behind the lapel. So that's something that Proper Cloth does have, but they only have it in the 3.75 inch configuration for the lapel. So that's a trade-off I'm willing to make. I'd rather take a 4-inch lapel with a regular 2 button than take a 3.75 with a 3-roll 2. But hopefully in the future they can have that option as part of the 4-inch lapel. But everything else, man, you can pretty much pick. So for mine, I went with a jetted pocket on the jacket, but you can do a flap, you can do a pouch pocket. On the inside, I went with a quarter lining, as you can see here. But of course, you can do a full lining if you like. I also went with double vents in the back, right here. You can do a single vent or you can go ventless, although I would not recommend you do ventless or even a single vent for that matter. I think it always should be double vented. Looks a lot better in my opinion. Unless you're doing a tuxedo, that's an option as well. So traditionally, a tuxedo is supposed to be ventless, even though I do have double vents on my own tuxedo. Not from Proper Cloth, just period. But technically, a tuxedo is not really supposed to have vents if you want one to be traditional. But yeah, so this is the jacket. We went with 4 buttons. And these are working buttonholes, obviously, especially when you're dealing with custom suits. You really want the working buttonholes. If it's not a custom suit, I don't really recommend that you get working buttonholes, especially if you're not sure if this is going to fit you. And the reason why you don't want to have working buttonholes on ready to wear is if they have to shorten the sleeves by a lot, they have to take it from the shoulder. And a lot of tailors can't really do it. They may tell you they can do it, but they really can't. And if they can do it, it's going to cost an arm and a leg because they have to remove the sleeve, shorten it, and then reattach it. The reason why you don't want to take it off from the bottom is because let's say you have to shorten it, it's going to look like this. So that way there's not going to be enough space from the buttonhole to the end of the sleeve. So you always want this amount of space for it to look like it wasn't cut off. But enough about the jacket, let's talk about the trousers. So these are the trousers here. Of course, I went with a 2-inch cuff and I went with double reverse pleats on this. So I always recommend that guys get pleats. I always recommend that you get a high rise because that's more flattering to pretty much any guy regardless of your body shape. And the hem opening is around 9 inches. Typically, I used to wear an 8-inch hem, but now I've set it up to 9-inch. Pause, and I might even go a bit wider, maybe 9 1/4, 9 1/2. I'm still experimenting, so I'm not 100% sure yet where it's going to end. And it has the side tabs, as you can see. On the metal, it says Proper Cloth. Now, the crazy part about this is, I believe the turnaround time that they advertise is about 4 weeks, but I got this in 2 weeks. So I'm not saying that when you order yours, it's going to come in 2 weeks every time, but don't be surprised if you place the order and in about 7 days, you get an email saying that the order is done and it's getting ready to be shipped. So if you're looking for a custom suit and you don't really have that much time, I would definitely recommend Proper Cloth. And just like with my shirts, I have a 10% discount if you never used them before. And that code is Riché, which is my last name, R-I-C-H-E. And you'll be able to get 10% off your first order. Once again, their suits range from $6.95 to $19.95. They just released their flannel collection. I believe there's about 7 different colors, all from VBC. And those retail at $895. So I would highly recommend those. Now, one thing that I did get confused about the first time I went on their website looking for the custom suits, there's not really a tab for the custom suits. So what you do is you select any suit, and then while you're in there, there will be a button that says customize, and that's how you would get to the options of customizing the suit. So I know I was confused about that, so you might be confused about it too. But that's how you're able to customize the suit. So whatever price you see that the suit is going for, that's how much it's going to cost to customize it. There's not really an extra cost, unless of course the suit that they're showing, let's say it's a half canvas, but you want to have a full canvas, there's going to be an upcharge for that. But besides that, there's not really an upcharge to customize any suits that you see on their website. The great thing with Proper Cloth, it allows you to measure a current suit that you have, and then you can enter those measurements. There's videos for every single measurement that you have to enter. So that makes it very easy for you to be able to measure an existing garment. If you live in New York, you can actually go to their store and you can get fitted there. So that's always good if you can do that, because there's nothing like getting fitted versus even measuring a garment that fits you well. But I really like the way that this turned out, and in my opinion, this is only going to get better with proper clothes. So this is the suit that I wore when I went to the Super Trunk Show in New York in October, and I got a lot of love for this suit, man. This is a really beautiful suit. Highly recommend proper clothes. Everything that you're hearing are just my thoughts. Nobody told me what to say, you know. They wanted me to be truthful, and if I didn't like the suit, I wouldn't have rocked it to the Super Trunk Show where there was going to be other menswear influencers. So I wanted to make sure I came correct, and yeah, man, this suit is special. If you have any questions about them, feel free to leave it in the comments, and I'll do my best to get to them. I also forgot to mention, all the suits come with a wooden hanger. So this is definitely not something that's very common. I've gotten a lot of custom suits, and not many of them really come with wooden hangers. So that's definitely a nice touch by Proper Clothes, from the garment bag to the wooden hanger to the actual product. And they knocked it out the park. And be sure to use the code Riché, that's R-I-C-H-E, to get 10% off your first order. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe, or everybody gonna think that you a hater. And I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.